Hi, welcome to Meditate It More. I'm Sophia and I'm pleased to be doing another reading for you tonight. I've noticed that there's a lot of other channels out there that do snippets of readings, which is really good if you just want to catch something really quickly on your coffee break. But I like to offer people more. I like to deliver more than what they're expecting. So I intend to do a whole reading each time I upload a video for you guys so that you can gain some more insight and understanding into what's happening in your life. I never know what the tarot is going to reveal each time I do a reading, but by the time it's uploaded and there's a thumbnail there, there'll definitely be some focus for you to choose from once I have a number of readings up and running. So here we go. Here's tonight's reading. Okay. And again, I'm just going to go over if there happens to be cards that have a bit of heavier charge around it. I seek to follow through until an answer becomes clear. And I can give you some understanding into what's going on. Let me have a look over here. All right. Let me see what's happening underneath. I like to choose the base card as well. Gives me an indication of where people are at a foundational level. So that card there is the Prince of Pentacles. The Prince of Pentacles to me is heralding new beginnings, which is perfect for what yesterday's card reading was. It was the heralding of new beginnings, but they were moving into them. So the basis of what we're starting with for this reading is the heralding of new beginning. So there's no avoiding that you're moving into it, and to a degree being challenged by those changes, but also in your heart, you know that these changes are something that you've needed to have happen in your life so that you can have more of what you want for yourself. And these are dreams and intentions and things that you never thought were even possible because you were never taught or you never learnt to dream bigger than what you could have realized. And so this is a time for you to step out and explore what your potentiality is all about, what your possibilities are all about. So let me go over the crowning cards of the reading. We've got indecision, we've got conflict, which is usually inner conflict, and we've got the card of romance. The card of romance, the Two of Hearts, is also indicative of partnerships, of the joining together. So to me, that's about the mind being indecisive. The conflict between the heart and the mind, and the two of them coming together. When I look at each card and I look at not so much about what it tells me in the outer world, but what it tells me on an inner level, this is saying that the journey of the joining of the heart and the mind is what is a new journey for you, a new path moving forward. And this is what the Prince of Pentacles is heralding more than anything. And with this journey crowning the rest of the reading, it's telling me how this is going to play out in your life. So I just think this is wonderful. I myself know that the heart and the head have always been in conflict with me, and I never get it right. I'll either go one way or the other, but never with both. And I stuff up all the time. So we're in good company. And if you could see me, I'm blushing. I never would admit that. So what we have here, if you had have asked a question, these cards here are the answer. So there's something in your life that you feel like you're needing to let go of, that it's to a degree, it's a sacrifice. But it's not. It's only because it's a limited perception of the way you're seeing it. The moon that tells a story of, there's actually, if you can see it, there's a little girl and she's got a dog, and she's wandered off late in the evening and realised it's dark, and she's turned around, and she's too far away to see the lights of home, but the moon's there, and the moon's only half a moon. And the story is that she starts to cry because she's lost in the dark. And the moon gets sad and says, don't cry, I don't have as much light to shine as the sun or even the full moon, but I have enough light to show you the next few steps towards home, and I can guide you home if you trust me. And this is the story of the moon. It's about a gentle form of illumination where each step of the way is revealed as you're ready to see it. And I think this is a beautiful card, because sometimes we perceive having to give something up as a sacrifice when in fact it's really just a release of something that no longer serves, like being pig-headed or confused or stuck in your head or only listening to your heart and not your head, and to give one up over the other, or even to give up the habit of being indecisive and being in a place of inner conflict and doubting yourself. This is also talks about doubting yourself as well. You doubt yourself because you're not trusting one or the other or both. So this to me is saying that there is this working of inner energy that's shifting. So the Queen of Hearts, sometimes the court cards to me, they indicate people, or they can simply indicate the qualities of a person. So the Queen of Hearts typically is a person who is a water nature, so Cancerian, Scorpion, or Piscean, very compassionate and caring, but also there's a side to her nature that if it's wounded, she can have a tendency for nastiness. So just be mindful that if your wounds come up, not to project them onto other people, because it's not about someone else. It's about you owning your stuff and letting it go. So what you have here is the card of reevaluation. So this card talks about, this feels like it's quite important, going over something and reevaluating it from a different perspective and seeing it from a higher level, like floating above your learnings and looking down on your life as if it's a tiny speck, and going, what are the learnings here? What haven't I seen before? What do I need to see now that would catapult me into my new world in a much quicker, faster, easier way? And I really feel that the High Priestess, who is highly psychic, it's the release of that energy into your life. The Hermit is talking about a journey, an internal journey. So the High Priestess is very psychic. The Hermit is a journey of your own inner travelings to a degree. And the Empress is saying, when I come out of this there is going to be a huge part of me that's very new, as if giving birth to something that's very new. So there's a lot of inner workings going on. So what you have here in the past, over the past 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months, I wouldn't go any further than that. The Emperor talks about ruling. He's a fair ruler, he's fair-minded, and I feel that you've been looking over things and going, yeah, okay, that's fair enough, but there's something more for me. And in the here and now, there's an element of reward for you. Now, there's never one thing without the other, and I'm really feeling that if you can't see this reward, it's because you're looking at the loss and you're focusing on what you haven't got. But the reward, it's universal law. You can't have one without the other. So there is a huge reward for you here from the learnings that you're gaining now. This is the card of success. This card here is the celebrating of something very successful in your life. And within the next 2 to 3 weeks, even 2 to 3 days, by the end of, well, today is Tuesday, and so by Friday, which will be it's the 11th, 12th of July today. So whatever, 3 days, or 3 days from whenever you happen to watch this video in the here and now. There will be the clarification of something incredibly solid in your life, and you will have the capacity, based on doing this inner working, of catapulting yourself forward. It's amazing. There's change in your life. This is the energy that's around you, and this is change at a core level, not just change at a superficial level, changing the color of your hair, changing the color of your nails. I don't do my nails, but it's changing the way you perceive your world to understanding at a higher perspective. The Six of Swords is a journey that you're going on. It's much like the Hermit, where you're traveling forward. This is your hopes and fears. It's also talking about a spiritual journey that you're embarking on. So to a degree, there's a level of fear, but as much as anything, there's an understanding that this is what you came here for, to embark on this journey and to take yourself as far as you possibly can. So this is the card of courage. So this is the next step. This is the energy that will soothe any fear that comes up from the Six of Swords of journey, is the fact that this is what I'm here for. This is what I'm determined to do. I came here to fill in the blank, whatever it is for you, and I am determined that this is what's going to happen. And it may not be to make millions. It may not be to build an empire. It may simply be to bring a smile to somebody's face every day of my life, even if it's my own in the mirror. Okay? It can be what seems to be as small as that, or it can be as grand as something really big in the outer world. Don't ever misinterpret the way you perceive your world or the world of others through the eyes of human. The human perception is very, very limited based on what it is that we see from a soul perspective. So what you have here is the card of ruin. This is a pretty heavy card. This card is actually quite a sad card in a lot of ways. It's a mother laying a child to rest. She's lost her child. She's lost everything that means anything to her. The card of ruin, when you face it and lean into it, is a card that is ready to take you on a new journey. Because a mother without a child, you could say, oh my God, that's the worst thing any parent could ever imagine. And then you could see a mother without a child has at least had that experience of the child. You ask any person who's never been able to have a child what it's like to have not been able to have that experience. She's had that experience. But in this energy, she takes that child with her in spirit. That's the thing. That child comes with her in spirit, and she knows that because she's been able to carry this energy of the intuition with her. And this is male and female. This isn't just about a woman having a child. This is about anything that you perceive you may have lost with the sacrifice, laying it to rest, but saying, you know what? It isn't gone. Energy cannot die. It cannot be destroyed. It simply takes another form. And when you believe that, the universe delivers to you something else in another form that is just as valuable, because it's a vibrational match for where you are now as opposed to where you were then. So when this comes to play, what you have over the top of it is the energy of completion. This is the card of completion. The Four of Wands is talking about stability, as in a square having four corners and stability. So you've got the card of completion. Something has come to an end, but not in a way that's absolutely brings distraught. In a way where you can say, I can lay this to rest, and I can take the energy of it with me, and I can take the higher learnings and the love and the memory, and I can cherish that, and know without a doubt that the universe is recreating that for me at some other level and point in my life. So what you have over here, I hope you guys can see, I've turned my phone around the other way, so hopefully it's a bit better. The Princess of Wands is somebody who is quite, or her actions are quite impatient to want to start something new, to get things moving, to get the ball rolling, so to speak. The Lovers card to me indicates somebody who wants something more from life, somebody who wants to move on. It can indicate a love relationship, but I'm not feeling that that's the case at the moment. It's usually when someone has outgrown a situation. It can indicate a job that you're in and you're just like, I'm not going to get anywhere here. I need something more. I need to expand myself. I need something more than what I've just had. And it also can indicate when you do have like a relationship that's like on the side or going nowhere, and you go, you know what, I actually feel like I'm ready for something more now. It's the I'm ready for something more card. And the Ace of Swords is brilliant because it's all about cutting away dead wood. It's about saying, you know what, I know that this is where I'm heading in my life. I'm cutting away the people, places, and things that no longer serve me, and this is the direction I'm taking. Because you've got these two parts of yourself, the head and the heart, working together in partnership to understand that the things that didn't make sense before to you now do in a way that you didn't perceive before. You're seeing it from a higher level, from your soul's perspective. My soul came down here for me to learn certain lessons, and now I'm starting to understand. It's making sense to me in a way that I couldn't have understood before. And you've got the card of strength, which allows you to simply graciously accept what couldn't have been accepted until now, until this time in your life. At whatever time that you come across this reading, I really feel that you have got the ability to rest into it, to be at peace with where you are in your life, and to feel as if you have the capacity to be divinely guided in your way forward in your world. And I wish you all the best. Okay, so thank you so much. My name is Sophia, and this is Meditate and More, a whole heap more, hopefully. And I look forward to touching base with you at some point and hearing how wonderful your world is. Thank you.